Hey, it's Chantel. Welcome to A Day With, where we spend the day with local business owners. And today, we're spending the day with Rishera Graham, life and style content creator and life coach. Here, she tells us how she navigates her businesses, how mindfulness is important, and content creation. Let's go.
I'm Rishera Graham. I am a life coach. I am a content creator and blogger. I am an author. I'm also an educator and a case manager. So yeah.
Yes. We love a multi hyphenated Black woman.
Yes.
on this here Black History Month.
Yes.
So we first met through my mom, of course, but I don't know where we met exactly, but I know I did I did a mentoring talk with your kids at the time.
Yes. Yes.
And that was really fun. I still remember it. We were at the main library.
Yes. Yep.
And I didn't know that we could have gone upstairs. I thought that was restricted. I had no idea we could go up there. But what made you start the mentoring program?
I always loved helping the youth. And then when I was in high school, my mom, she was a teacher. So every day after school, if I didn't have like a club or sports practice, I would go to her job where they had an after school program. And I tutor the kids, I will mentor the kids. And I just loved, just being around the youth and just helping them, motivating them, inspiring them. So I always wanted to be the person that I needed growing up that I didn't necessarily have. So that's when Devontae and I started our mentoring program. It was Dreams Attaining Positive Enlightenment, and we called it DOPE for short.
Yes.
So I definitely wanted to just give back to the youth and just give them a place where they can go weekly, just to like hang out, talk to other students from different sides of town. I'm from Bridgeport. I grew up here. I know what it's like. You can't talk to this person on this side, or you can't talk to that person on that side. So I wanted, to have that space where they can be themselves. They can interact with other people, other children, and even other adults, from different walks of life to continue to inspire them. Like, just because we're from Bridgeport doesn't mean we're going to stay in Bridgeport or we're not going to be nothing, So that's why we started DOPE. And yes.
How long ago was that?
DOPE started in 2015.
Wow.
Yes. DOPE started in 2015. And then we laid DOPE to rest in 2019, like the ending of 2019, 2020, because we started developing other businesses, and then with COVID, a lot of things weren't just going to be in place anymore. So we just decided to lay DOPE to rest, but we still do tutoring. Like, I do tutoring every Monday for a family. I mentor whenever I can, or whenever I'm asked to do so. So just because the program is not in place anymore, it doesn't mean that I'm not going out there still doing what I love to do.
So would you consider DOPE as like the foundation that branched you out to even more? Because when I look at you, you've done a lot of revamping. And but that's so dope. Because not only are you still keeping the foundation of you helping people, especially kids, but now you're branching out into what I call this generation's internet, where there's TikTok and Instagram and of course Facebook, but now you have a bigger platform to reach out. So, DOPE is gone, but she's not forgotten. You know what I mean? So, I don't mean to keep saying dope, but it is dope. It's just, it fits.
Yes.
So you have two books now.
Yes.
The first one my mom bought. It was the Rubies.
Yes. So it's Worth More Than Rubies, 31-day affirmation journal. And I actually wrote that book within a week. I always wanted to write a book. Like ever since I was younger, I just always had this thing where I wanted to write a book. But during that time, I was writing Worth More Than Rubies. My mom was in the hospital. She had just had a stroke. So I literally wrote that book by her bedside. And I remember just affirming her each and every day. I remember affirming myself each and every day and my siblings, because like we honestly didn't know if she was gonna make it or not. And I was just like, wow, like this, affirming myself, affirming my mom, you know, motivating them to get up and just keep pushing forward. I was like, this is what we need. We need to affirm ourselves. And that's when I was just like, okay, I need to write this book because it's helping myself, it's helping my mom and my siblings. It can help somebody else. So I self-published. So I did lots of research and I wrote the book. I sent my manuscript to my editor. We got it edited, and then we just did all the behind the scenes. And in August of 2019, I published a book, and it was open for anyone to read.
How'd it feel though?
It felt great. I was actually nervous because I was just like, it's my first book. I don't know. But like, I love it. Like people still today reach out to me and they're like, oh my God, I read this affirmation and it was right on time. And thank you for doing something that we don't see a Black woman do, you know? And, you know, although all the affirmations are geared to everyone, but as a Black woman going through everything I've been through, it was just something like we connected. Us as women, us as, you know, African Americans, we connected through those affirmations because we felt it. We felt it because after each affirmation, it's like a little message of why personally I wrote that affirmation. So it was like certain things they connected with because it was like, wow, you went through this. I went through this too. Thank you. Thank you. So it felt, I was nervous to be honest, but it feels good. It feels great.
Well, first of all, congratulations on this book, and then the other book when did that one come out?
That one came out in April of 2020. I know what an interesting time for that book to come out. But it came out. It's called I Beat the Odds from Homelessness to Dominating Life. And my story, well, part of my story of being homeless, a homeless youth. My family was homeless during all 4 years of my high school career. We went from shelters to living with friends and family, to staying in hotels, just trying to, you know, make it work, you know, trying to stay, you know, put. And yes, and then I also talk about how I overcame homelessness and now I'm dominating my life because the odds were against us, you know, being homeless and having that trauma. People don't expect us to make it, to make something out of ourselves. They expect us to stay fallen and not get back up. And I got back up. And I'm doing something with my life because that obstacle was not going to be the rest of my life. I refuse for it to be the rest of my life. So that I talk about that in my book. And then I also talked about the goal setting steps that I've taken. And I also teach that in my productivity clarity call for life coaching. So yes.
That's incredible.
That
is really incredible. So affirmations is very important. So what if someone they want to get into it? So how do they start? Do they start with any affirmations? Can they make up their own and just say it over and over? Or should they start journaling? Because I know journaling is important too, because that was also in your book as well.
Yeah.
So how do you start a routine of affirmations and journaling? Can you do one without the other, or should you do them together?
I personally do them together. So what I would do is, we're all not perfect. We all have some type of self-criticism, self-doubt. And I do too. So I'm not even gonna lie and say that I don't. I'm really, really harsh on myself. And it's really bad, but I am. So I just am. And so I would journal. I call it mind dump. And I would just write everything that's on my mind. And then, for example, if I'm having confidence issues, like problems with my confidence, I'm not feeling myself, I will write how I'm feeling, and then I will turn those feelings into positivity, and then I will make those positive into affirmations, because affirmations are positive. So if I'm saying, oh, I'm feeling just ridiculous, like I'm in a slump, or I don't like my clothes, or I don't like the way I look, I am beautiful. I am a breadwinner. You gotta switch that mindset. It happens in your mind. You gotta switch it. So when I start to feel, a little down, I mind dump in my journal. I read it over, and then I make my mind dump into positive affirmations. So that's what I do. It all depends on where you are. So like sometimes I will focus on a particular thing. If I'm feeling, bad about myself, all my affirmations will be self-love, self-confidence, body positivity affirmations. If I'm feeling like I need to, how can I say this? If I'm feeling like, I don't know if you ever had a moment where you're just like, I need some more money.
You mean now?
And I'm just like, oh, I need, after you pray and whatnot, just ask God to make a way. I got to affirm myself that money is going to be in my account. Like, I'm not going to claim being broke. Okay. I'm going to say money is going to be in my account. I attract abundance. I attract prosperity. Like, you got to, even though our mind likes us to be negative, we got to switch our mind, and we got to, whatever we're thinking negative, turn it into a positive. And it'll make you feel so much better. So I'm just like, yes, I may not have that right now, but I just said I have it. I'm going to get it. And I'm going to get it. You got to make sure you stay positive. Negativity is bad. Just like negative is bad. So you gotta stay positive, and it starts with your mouth. They say your tongue is very powerful. You need to use your tongue for some positivity and speak life into yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much how my affirmations and my journaling go hand in hand.
That's dope. I know there's other words for dope, but I like the word dope.
You like dope? Okay.
We just don't keep using it.
Yeah.
But that's really important though. So can I ask you what your routine looks like in the morning? And do you have a routine for night too?
Yeah. So I have my morning routine has changed significantly this year. Last year and years prior, wake up, do what I gotta do, head out the door, get ready for work or whatever. This year before I leave the house, I have to do my daily devotional. I'm currently reading 100 Days Believing Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. And it's a 100-day devotional journal. And after you read the devotional, it has a question pertaining to that devotional. And it's some deep questions, like really deep. It makes you think. And I'm like, I got to think this early in the morning. it really gets you there. And then after you answer the question, it's a prayer. So I do that. And then after I finish that devotional, I have my own journaling system that I do in the morning. So I will always date my journal entry. I will write my daily intentions. So I always set 3 daily intentions. I will set, then I would do my gratitude list, because you always got to express gratitude. And then I will write my affirmations for the day that I'm going, and then I'll snap a picture. So like I remember like throughout the day to read those affirmations. And then after that, I'll write my daily goals. So any goals that I have that I need to, tackle for the day. And then I will mind dump. So whatever is on my mind early in the morning, because something's always on my mind. And then I will pray. I'll close out in prayer, and then I'll just get ready for my day. So I don't like to leave the house now without doing that, because I just feel like starting my day with prayer and having that time with God and reading his word and, releasing those negative thoughts in my mind. I don't want to start my day with negative thoughts. So just releasing all that and just knowing that I'm covered in God's grace for the day. It has changed me significantly. Like my days are so much better now. Like I feel more relaxed. I don't feel like I'm in a panic all the time. If something, life happens, I handle it a different way now. And I feel like that is definitely because I started my days differently now. And then my nighttime routine, I will mind dump again. So whatever, I don't want to go to bed with too much in my mind.
Yeah.
I pray, I have a cup of tea, and I'm a big reader. So I am reading a series right now. So I'll read like 3 to 4 chapters and just relax my mind, and I'm ready to go to bed.
Wow. But I have been noticing lately that, like for me, I always get up early. I'm just a morning person, even though if I have nothing to do, I'm just up. So it's like, I know I have to start doing something in the morning.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, like I'm not that old, but I'm 31.
You're not.
Girl, my back is 40 and my knees are 45. It's just, but when I was younger, I had a set routine of, okay, I gotta go to school, I gotta come back, I gotta go to work. I notice now in my adult life, now that I don't have any more routines that were pre-made for me, I gotta make my own routine.
Right.
So talking to you, this really just like, yeah, you do have to find a routine, because what you're doing in the morning, you don't want to go on Instagram every morning.
I know.
And then you're on it all day.
Yes.
And you look at the time, it's like, oh, I gotta do something.
Right.
Instagram be good though, but but yeah, the finding something that caters to you, because I know it can be intimidating when you're especially on the Bible app. They have their own daily devotions there.
Yes.
Then they have a ton of plans.
Yes, they do. Yes. I've definitely done a couple.
Yeah, me too.
I've done a couple. I'm like, whoa, okay. These some good little.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But trying to find one, it's like, okay, if it's not here, then I just have to make up my own little system. So, and the system can look like anything. So like you have to make sure that it caters to you and you like it and you can follow through with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Being an adult is hard though.
It is. Oh my God.
Okay, so you're a content creator, and this is what I meant by you revamping your brand. Girl, your blog, Rishera, is so nice. It's simple. It's easy to it's easy to navigate. It makes sense. And your pictures are oh my God, the one when you're in the brown hat.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you.
So what made you want to be a content creator?
So I've always loved supporting businesses. Okay. Like I just love supporting businesses. And then in 2014/2015, I joined a women's group that technically wasn't even for me to join. It was for, I recommended other girls to go because it was like a mentorship. And they was like, oh, we're not going to go unless you go. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go. I'm going to be the leader and I'm going to go. And I went and the girls never showed up. So like, I felt like I got stood up on a date, but I felt like God directed me to go there because I met some amazing women and they started showing me what it was like to be a business owner because they all had businesses. And I was just like, whoa, I can do this. And that's when I started Dope. Me and Devontae started Dope. And I realized that it was an importance of small business owners. I never heard of small businesses. I thought business was a business, but there's small business owners. And I was like, okay. And I started meeting a lot of them through networking and events. And I was like, wow. And then I just love supporting. Like I will support. If I stand with you and I agree with everything, with your brand, everything, I'm going to support you to the core. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm making taking all these pictures and giving out these recommendations of products. I saw other people doing it and I was like, what is this? And that's when there was like, oh, we're influencers, content creators. And I was like, oh, I've been doing this all the time, all along. And I didn't even know it was a category for this. So that's when I started. I haven't done it that long. I literally started my content creating /blogging /influencing last year, so 2021. And it's been so much fun. Like I am very camera shy, but people be like, yes, I know. People give me that look. I hate being on the camera.
The pictures don't look shy, Rishera.
I hate taking pictures. Because I'm very self-conscious. So I just don't like the attention on me. But I don't know. It's just something about when I have to get into it, it's just like all that goes out the window. It's just like, girl, get to work. You got this. And it's just like something just like shifts. Like I'm still myself. I'm still bubbly, whatever. But it's just like, it's like I light up and I give so much good energy. And I just love it. Like I've worked with one of my favorite brands. I worked with them last year and then I just did a giveaway campaign for them. And that has been great. I work with a local, she's everything. She's a makeup artist. She's an esthetician. She's just everything. And she has her own skincare brand. And I partner up with her and I just love it. I just love working with small business owners and just using their products and just supporting them along the way. Like I feel like it's more of me supporting them than that's my biggest reward, is just knowing that I'm supporting a small business owner, because one day their small business is going to be a huge corporation, a huge business. And it was just like I supported them from the beginning, and that just makes me feel so good. So being a content creator is a lot of work, but I really, really enjoy it. I love it. I'm still trying to navigate and learn different things because I'm not so techy, but I love it, and I love it. It's really fun, and yes, I learned a lot of new things about myself.
You saying you shy? I was like, where? Where? Especially when you and Devontae, that's your husband, right? Yes. When y'all put it on the screen, you guys were coming out of the package. Like,
oh yeah.
I said, oh, I like that one.
Yes.
But you're having fun with it, and you have, the love of your life right next to you. So how key is Devontae in your process of your businesses?
So Devontae is he's the papoose of our relationship. He is going to be there behind the scenes. he is going to be promoting me and everything. He always said, he said, I'm the papoose of the relationship, because literally he is there. He's just like, okay, what day? What do I need to do? Like, what is my part in this? Just let me know. And he is there. And he's always behind the scene, but when he get in front of that camera, it's a whole different ball game. Devontae be feeling himself, but he has so much fun. And I just thank God that I have a supportive partner, because he is truly amazing. And even though like sometimes like being a business owner and a content creator, it's a lot. It weighs heavy on you, especially when you're working with different brands, because some months you can get a brand deal, some months you don't have any work. And that's the same thing as with being a business owner. Like you don't. And I haven't got into that, place in my entrepreneurship where I can work for myself full time. I am speaking that into existence because it will happen. But at this current moment, I'm going to be honest, I still have a job because I still have bills to pay, And it's so hard sometimes, but he always motivates me, uplifts me, and tell me to keep going. And he was like, if you need, just take a break. Let's go for a ride. Or he was like, do you need a glass of wine? Do you need some tea? Like, just let me know. Me. And he's just so comforting. And it's just amazing to just have him by my side and just know that whatever I'm doing, he's there supporting me, So I love him.
That's awesome. Hey, Devontae, how you doing? So you have a blog, like I said, and it's really easy to navigate. Thank you, because there's some there's some blogs out there where it's like, I just want to read your story. Where's the rest of it? But you only talk about your style, but you have a lot of style. I love it.
Thank you.
And you also talk about your life, and you hit upon your health condition. And what made you, first of all, God bless you for being as vulnerable and open, because a lot of women don't talk about that. So
yes.
What made you want to speak out and say, look, it's okay if you want to talk about it, but I'm here to tell you my story and to show you that I'm still here and it's going to happen one day. So please touch on that a little bit.
Yes. So a little backstory. In 2017, I was diagnosed with PCOS, so polyovarian cystic syndrome. And basically it's a hormonal disorder where I produce more testosterone than estrogen. I am totally female, a female from birth, but it's just something is just like off with my hormones. So like I mentioned, I have a little more, my testosterone levels are extremely high and my estrogen levels are extremely low. So I don't get a monthly cycle or anything. I had like maybe 4 when I was younger, like when I, hit puberty. And then now I have to, for like certain tests and everything, when I need to have a cycle, my doctor, I go to a reproductive endocrinologist. So you have your regular endocrinologist and then you have a reproductive endocrinologist, and that endocrinologist basically helps you have children. So when I have to go for tests and everything, they will give me a pill, and I will take that pill for 5 days. And then after 5 days, I'll get a cycle, and then we'll go from there. So it's a lot because I have a lot of physical symptoms. I have a lot of internal symptoms. For example, I have facial hair. I am very hairy, just extremely freaking hairy. I thought it was, a Spanish thing, but we're just gonna blame the PCOS, okay? My Latinos, we know. And so I have the facial hair. I have a very, very hard time losing weight. And then my weight also fluctuates. Another is I don't get my cycle, like I mentioned. I don't get that every month. I don't ovulate, so that's the reason. Another reason why I can't get pregnant, because I don't have a cycle and then I don't ovulate, so that goes hand in hand for you to have children. And then also, this is a fun one. I can get really moody, so I also have a bit of a mood swing. I learned to control it. It's not like a bad mood swing. I just get really, really emotional. So like I could be like really happy, and then like I will see something or hear something, and it will switch my mood, and I will just start crying. Like it's so random. Like sometimes, like since I have such a control over it now, if I'm feeling very emotional, I will tell Devontae, hey, I'm feeling really emotional. Can we do something to take my mind off of it? Or let's just talk about it. And I'll just randomly start crying. Like it's just a lot of women, a lot of women have these symptoms. A lot of women don't have these symptoms. Like a lot of women, you can look at them and be like, oh my gosh, she got PCOS. She's a stick, or she doesn't have facial hair. Like, what do you mean? Like, but then you have other women who have PCOS and can still have a child naturally. So it's different levels. I can't speak on everybody else's, journey because I'm living mine. So that's basically, what it is. And then I was ashamed. No one in my family that I know of has PCOS or had trouble having children. My mom expressed that the doctor told her that she would never have children, but didn't specify why. But then she ends up having 3 children. So naturally, no medication, no nothing. Devontae and I have been trying since 2018. We haven't been successful, unfortunately. But we tried naturally. We tried with medication, and so far, we haven't, had a successful time yet, but we still got some time. And I just felt like it's so cliche to talk about infertility. It's we as women know that we feel like our duty in life, our purpose in life is to get married, to have children, and then die. Like I feel like we don't that's what we're made for, So like that's all we grow up thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna marry my Prince Charming and we're gonna live happily ever after and have children, and just like boom, like no. So I felt like I got like hit, like boom, because I got married. I'm living happily ever after, I found my Prince Charming, but now we can't have kids. So it's just like it was very hard because I literally knew no one around me who had infertility issues. So I honestly felt alone. Nobody understood it. They just said, oh, it will happen when it happens, And thank you for, the positivity and, letting me know that everything's going to be okay. But deep down inside, I'm hurting, because I wanted to have kids a couple years ago. And I think, you just do what you do and then boom. Mm-hmm. But no, it don't like that for me. And I found out when I opened myself up a little bit, and just talking about it. Like I started off with my PCOS and I was sharing my journey with that. And then I realized that a lot of people who were interacting with me was like, oh, do you have infertility issues? And then I was like, oh, yes. And it was like, oh, I have infertility issues too. And it was just like, okay, just because you don't have PCOS, you can have endometriosis or unexplained infertility issues. And I was like, wow, like there's other women out here who are struggling with infertility. And they wouldn't talk about it. So they'd be like, oh, thank you for just talking about it. And I'm just like, okay, so why are you not talking about it? Like, why you got to put all this pressure on me? And I realized that, and then I started getting into more Instagram and looking up. And there's so many accounts on Instagram and now TikTok and then YouTube that I see of women and families struggling with infertility. But they don't talk about it as much But I feel like now within like 2020, 2021, and now 2022, it is like fire. Like everywhere you look, somebody is talking about it. And I'm so thankful that we are talking about it, because it's such a cliche topic. People want you to hide it like it's some type of secret, when you could be using your story to help somebody else, to help them feel comfortable, to help them know that they're not alone. So that's why I share it. And yes, I was ashamed. I was scared. I knew that people were going to look at me different. I knew family was going to look at me different. Like, is something wrong with me? To just be sharing something so personal that happens in your home and in your life. No, we got to stop that, because he placed this, he designed this for me for a purpose. And I'm going to use this purpose to inspire someone and motivate them and coach them along the way. As I'm learning, I'm going to teach them, because we don't all have the same resources. So whatever resources that I have, I don't know somebody else's don't have that resource. So I'm gonna share. And that's one thing I love about myself, is I'm not greedy. Whatever I learn or whatever connection I make, if I know that the next person can benefit from that, I'm gonna share it. So that's why I've opened up and I shared my journey. And I thank everyone who reach out and just, talk to me and just say thank you for sharing. And I really appreciate it, because it's not easy. It really not. Like, I shared a video a couple weeks ago, and literally I hate videos when I see people crying, because I'm just like, why did you record yourself crying? But I was in the midst of recording a video and I just started crying. And I was like, okay, I'm going to edit this part out the best way I can so the video can still flow. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I spoke with one of my mentors, and I told her, I was like, hey, I recorded this video, but like, I don't know. I just got emotional. I don't want to post it, because I hate when people are like, oh, you're crying in a video for attention or whatever. And she was like, no, you post that video exactly how it is. You post it. And she was like, because that's raw video. That is what you go through on a day to day. And I posted it, and people was like, thank you for this. Like, there was like, don't worry about crying. Like, it's just a part of your journey. Thank you for being so raw and so honest. Like, I literally did not edit the video. I just recorded it, and then I saved it, and then I posted. And it was like just such a disgusting video, but it was just raw. It was how I was feeling that day. It was the video. So, and my journey is touching a lot of people, and I'm just thankful that I decided to take that leap of faith and just share it.
Well, first of all, again, thank you for being vulnerable, because everything that you do, everyone that you touch, just know that someone is looking at you as a blueprint. Right. And whatever you do, you're adding on to their blueprint, but they're going to just shake it up a bit. But
right,
know that Rishera is like, okay, he can do this, I can do this too. So,
yeah.
And I hope everything works out, which it will.
Yes,
it's going to work out, and it's going to happen when y'all least expect it. And I can't wait until you post a video of you crying and saying that y'all got one. I can't wait to see it.
Oh my God.
This leads into our last thing. You have I'll call it a series. You have a series on IG that's called Rose and Conversations.
Yes.
So talk about that. Talk about that.
Rose and Conversations. So I love wine. And my favorite wine happens to be rosé. And I just love how my favorite color is also rose gold. So I'm just like, all that is just tying all in together. So I'm just like, okay, I wanted to do something where I get on live every week and just talk. So I'm just like, okay. So I started Rose and Conversations, I would say like 2020. Yeah. Like the summer of 2020. And I just have weekly conversations with different entrepreneurs or just people from different accounts. And just, I have a conversation with people I never even met. that just I connected over Instagram. And we just talk. It's an hour, so I do it every Friday, from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, depending on the schedule for myself or the guest speaker. And each week is a different topic with, of course, a different guest speaker. And I basically just ask my IG tribe, as I call them, to submit questions. I give them the topic, and then they'll submit their questions, and then I will, of course, write all the questions down, and that's how we'll have our conversation. And then everybody tunes in and just listens to us talk, and you have the option to drop down more questions if a question sparks your mind while we're having a conversation, and we just go from there. And it's so much fun. Like, I've literally, like I said, talked to people I ain't never met before, like at all, but we having the best conversation ever. And it's so great because you can hear different people's stories, listen to how they overcome things, and just things that they're doing this year or things that they've done last year. And it's just amazing, and just to network with those different people. And it's amazing. It's crazy how the internet works and how these apps work, but I love it. And I enjoy my roséing conversations. Like, I don't always drink wine on it. Lately, I've been having water because I just be like feeling a little dehydrated these days. But we normally have rosé, but lately we've been having water. So so I just love it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so those were all the questions. Now we're gonna have some fun, Rishera, okay?
All right.
Okay. This is the speed round. First thing that pops in your head, or I'll give you 5 seconds. I won't be mean, okay? All right. What is your favorite season?
Fall.
Not too cold, not too hot.
You can look so comfortable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sweats.
Right. Boots, cardigans.
Start the little beanies. Yeah. I like spring too, because that's the same vibe.
Yes.
Okay, your favorite book.
My favorite book. Okay, are we talking about childhood book or like
what's the first book that comes in your mind?
The first book that comes to my mind is The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I don't know why. That is like my favorite book as a child. Like, I love that book. I'm so sorry, but I'm just like, I love to read.
That book was very beautiful though.
I love that book.
Okay, so that's your favorite childhood book. You got a favorite adult book?
Okay, so my favorite adult book would be it would be Power of a Praying Woman. It really changed my outlook.
What is your favorite app?
My favorite app, well, besides Instagram, Pinterest.
Pinterest?
Yes, I feel like I designed my whole life on Pinterest. It's so organized.
It is organized out there.
Sections, like, it's crazy. I love that app.
Do you like journaling with pen and paper or on your phone?
Absolutely not. Pen and paper. I have so many journals. It's ridiculous. It's just something about cracking a journal open and writing down with a pen. Yep. Pen and paper.
Do you have a favorite affirmation?
Do I have a favorite affirmation? Okay. My favorite affirmation is one that I've written myself. And it states, God has designed me perfectly. I have to remind myself, because again, I critique myself so bad. And then while reading, devotionals and Power of a Praying Woman, it speaks on how, like, God designed us in his perfect image. Like, we're so perfect to God. And it's just like, how can I critique something where he designed me so perfectly.
Mm.
And it's just, why am I so down on myself? I'm perfect, you know? So even though, you know, we mess up, but I'm trying to have a godly mindset. And he says we're all perfect. He did not make no mistakes. So why, you know? So I look at myself as I am perfect because God designed me perfectly. So yeah.
Okay. You know what, you saying that I was going through something, like, well, I ain't going through something, but when I was going through something popped in my head, and it was something like that. It was like, all right, I got God above me, Jesus
Right.
in front of me, the right people behind me. I have
Mm,
no reason to feel like I don't matter. It was something like that.
right.
But when I said
Yes.
that, I said, what?
Right.
Wait,
Yes.
true. It's
Right.
true.
It is.
We're all covered.
Mm-hmm.
So even when we are feeling down, it's like, okay, but look who's above you. You got somebody walking in front of you. Then you got
Mhm.
people behind you pushing you. Why are you
Right.
pushing back?
Exactly.
And I was like, I
Ooh.
need something to eat. I can't be thinking like that right now. But yes, I get that one. I get that one. Do you have any tips for creators?
Be yourself. Um, when you create things, create it from a special place in your heart. I don't do it for money. I know a lot of people are, you know, we do it because it is a source of income, but a lot of people just do it because they're getting the income and not because they're actually in love with the brand or in love with what you're doing. It sparks a special thing when you're in love with what you're doing. You don't wake up like, oh, I gotta do this or I gotta push this content out. You're excited when you love to do something. So just make sure you're creating content from a place of love and you're being honest with yourself. You're not, you know, putting yourself in a shell where you can only do a particular thing. Just branch out. It's your life, it's your content. Just make sure like you're respecting yourself and you're respecting others and just have fun. Yes.
Have fun. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Rishara, two more.
All right.
What is ownership to you?
Ownership. Ownership. Let's see. Ooh, I've never been asked this question before. I feel like ownership, freedom, but also security, protection. Um, well, so I feel like I have something else, but it's not coming to me. Yeah, so like freedom, but like protection and security, and yeah, I'm just gonna say, and just you're free and you're happy. Yes, free and I'm happy. Yes,
That's good.
yes.
And the last question is a lesson that you learned from when you started and a lesson that you're learning now.
Okay, a lesson that I'm starting and a lesson that I'm learning now.
Mm-hmm.
Lesson that I started. A lesson that I'm learning now is to be more confident in myself and not everybody, yeah, to be confident that I'm learning to be confident in myself and to know that what I'm doing, God placed in my heart. He designed it for me to do. It's in his will. And then what I started to do,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't anymore, but I always felt like I needed support from family and friends. I felt like they were the only people who were going to support me. And I felt like when they didn't support me, but they supported others, I used to get very upset and I used to get hurt, like really hurt. And now I'm just like, I don't care. Bye. I got somebody else to support me. Like, I don't need y'all. And and it's funny because like everybody like reposts and it's like, oh, you have, you know, strangers will support you before family and friends will support you. And that is I'm a firm believer of that, because, for example, your beautiful mother. I met this lady when I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
I am 26 years old, and she has been with me every step of the way. Like, it's just insane. Like, I literally met her when I was 19 years old at my first speaking conference. Like, I did like an event. And here I am, 26 years old, and your mother literally has supported me every step of the way. And I did not know her at all. And it's crazy because, like, people who I know, grew up to know, they don't support me as much as your own mother support me. So I'm just like, shout out to Cheryl. Like, let's go. Thank you. So yes, I started to do that, and now I don't do it no more. I learned my lesson from that. And that's okay.
Well, just know, girl, you got support here. You got support from the Rose family on this side. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, Rishera. Plug away. Plug your Instagram, your socials, and what you're doing next.
Okay, so what I'm doing next is I am continuing with Roseanne Conversations. I'm also going to start writing my third book very soon. And what else am I doing? I'm accepting new clients for my coaching program. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, mostly on Instagram and Facebook at I am Rishera Graham, and it's RISHERAGRAHAM. And then my website is also IamRisheraGraham.com. And yeah,
that's it. All right. I'll link everything in the description box. Thank you so much for spending a day with me. And guys, keep supporting Black solo creators, Black artists, Black content creators. I said that. Black women on this here Black History Month. And I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, thank you.
Yay!
That was so.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you, Rishera, for spending the day with me. Y'all make sure you go check her out. Everything is in the description down below. My name is Chantel. This has been A Day With. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you another day. Bye. Take care.